Liv and our wingman, Lola.
See, I had to play this for two reasons.
Okay.
One, Jimmy Buffett always makes me think of beaches and sun, and it's so dreary outside. And two, you can tell I'm starving.
I am hungry too.
I know.
It's that time of the day.
Yeah,
Yes,
I am hungry. I'm actually looking to see what events we have coming up. Oh, has anyone gone through the Festival of Lights yet?
I haven't. I just said that to Lexus last night. I was like, we got to go through the lights.
I have a few times. Not even ashamed to say it. We've already, they do, if you give the requested donation, it's only a donation too. Like people always ask like, how much is it to go through the lights? It isn't anything, but it is, you should give them a donation. It's how they sustain that. But if you give the $25 for the season, you get the nicest reward book. I'll show you. It's out in my car.
Oh, really?
I mean, you get buy one, get one free in the lodge if you want to stay Monday through Thursday. There's like a discounted room rate in there, a free paraffin for like an upgrade for like in the spa, hot stones, free hot chocolate. I mean, it's a whole book of like, the paraffin wax alone would get you back your donation.
Wow.
Upgrade.
Well, I'll be honest with you, for
And it's
anybody.
$25, that's it?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
And they do-
amazing.
Yeah.
So I bought tickets for Boo at the Zoo online, and they actually emailed me yesterday. So if you get an email and you think it's just junk email from Ogilvy, actually open it up. I have a pass, so some of it wasn't good for me, but it was good for a buy one get one, a free s'mores kit, which I didn't know they had the s'mores kits at the zoo.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so because it said you could pick it up at the zoo concession stand. Had the free $20 off a select animal encounter, free kids meal.
That's really nice.
Free s'mores kit. So they sent that yesterday if you bought tickets for Boo at the Zoo.
I bought tickets to Boo at the Zoo. I didn't get one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to check.
I
'cause
actually
that's how
bought
I bought.
two
You bought.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So look for that. But yeah, so Ogilvy again is still killing it. And they're making magic happen, and that excites me a lot. We're gonna get ready to start getting ready for Christmas. We booked our Santa Claus to come to our house. If you watch TikTok, if anybody has seen the new chicken wire,
Oh yeah. I'm studying it pretty
I
hard.
went today and bought chicken wire for Lowe's from Lowe's, and so you make this wreath, like a door. Garland?
Arch. It's like an
Yeah,
arch.
it's an arch. Yeah, and you do it and use chicken wire, and so you can make it wide. So that's going to be my probably project fail this week. These
How are you going to attach it to your wall? Because like with me, I would put it on one of my log walls, and it really doesn't matter. I could staple it. I could do whatever because it doesn't damage it. But my thing is that's going to get really heavy.
It's going to get really heavy, and these people are using command strips.
Yeah, like there's no, unless they bought those super cheap like plastic ornaments and there's no weight to them at all. But that
that's what it said.
eventually they in that video they have at least 100 to 200. That still gets heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing it
That was
outside.
my concern.
And I already have pre-drilled screws around the black of
Nice,
my
yeah.
door.
So you can just attach them
So I
that
can
way.
just attach it that way.
You you know what? You should zip tie to those screws.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And they actually hold a decent amount of weight. I wanted to do it around my side, my front door too, but one side I would have enough room. The other side would cause issues. I don't think there's quite enough room on that one side.
Yeah.
Well, I could do a half.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd still be pretty. But yeah, so that's a new craze on TikTok is everybody's setting up for Christmas.
Thank you, Tiki Talkie.
I know. We went for a walk last night, and I was so
Because
excited.
it was beautiful.
It was. I was so excited to see how many people had their Christmas decorations up already.
Yeah. I really considered it because my sister never gets to see it. And we're having just a small Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah.
And, but my sister's going to come up, and I wanted to do it for her, but
Yeah.
I'm just so OCD about how I put things
I
up.
get
and,
that.
You know what I mean?
But everything's so dreary with,
I know, but I love
everything
my fall
going down.
decorations. It's actually one of my favorite times to decorate because it matches my house so nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll see.
So 'tis the season.
And it's Cece's birthday, and as much as she was like, I want the Christmas tree up, but I want this. And I'm like, that doesn't match. We have to keep it consistent.
Yeah.
So we're having, her birthday is actually on Thanksgiving this year, so she will be our special bird.
There you go. This past Sunday was the Center Market's open house.
I heard it was very successful.
Could you not have any more perfect weather?
Oh my gosh, this whole weekend was so
So
beautiful.
while it was 80 degrees here in Wheeling, West Virginia, it was 52 degrees in Las Vegas.
But honestly, you should thank your lucky stars because when I was in Vegas, it was 104.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
am not going to lie to you, it was really cold, and I guess it could have been worse.
But let's just go back to like average, right? Had it been any other time, you would have been in Vegas talking about how beautiful the weather was because we would have been at home in 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
So it's like opposite day, and then
Yeah.
I come back to rain.
it's 2020. Expect opposite day, like daily.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Groundhog Day. It's Election Day.
There
it's
is. So
everything.
there's still a couple little events going on. The Festival of Trees have started,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually were able to do the craft part of it too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that. That looked really good. Hey,
Yeah.
Nikki's is still having their centerpiece making class.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Remember she talked about it on our show.
Yeah,
Let's
that's nice.
see when it-
We should try that, Lola.
Yes, we should.
Do you have a green thumb?
No.
I don't either. So I have bushes at home, and I bought these in 2017. I planted them myself because I'm a cheapie, and they still haven't grown. And every time I Google why aren't my bushes growing? The things that I'm trying to Google are not really what's coming up. And it's awful. It's awful.
I just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but I'm serious. I have the worst green thumb in the world. They're not dead. They're just not
They just
sprouting.
won't grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get the mini ones or did you get the big ones?
No, the guy told me that they'll get as big as I want them to get.
Well, you want them to at least get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them, Lowe's?
No, I got them at the Plagas. Top Notch. What's it called?
Yeah, top notch.
Is it? No, it's not Top Notch.
Yeah, it is.
Is it Top Notch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's top notch.
Yeah, and
Well,
Foley.
you ought to call Nikki's and ask that. They got
No,
a
you
tree
just
doctor.
call it Plagas. They'll take those back.
Well, they won't take them. I don't need to take them back. I just need to tell them how to make them grow.
I mean, they're not dead, right?
No, they're not dead.
So
They
that
just
to,
are
to me
small.
that just means that that was the wrong plant type.
Yeah, but that was 2017. I'm sure I'm past my expiration date.
No, but it doesn't matter if they're supposed to get really big and they haven't gotten big. I mean, that
There's
happens.
something up with the ground.
It could be the dirt, but it also could be the wrong strain
Yeah.
of the plant because I know I bought, let's go back to my tomato plants this year. I did not buy Roma. But they grew like Romas. They were wrong. I mean, they were okay for salsa and stuff, but they weren't like the big beef eaters that I wanted,
Yeah.
And that can happen because, you plant a seed, you get a sprout, and there are two different, I know what type of bushes you have, and I had some similar, but I got the miniature. They make dwarfed ones too that only get to a certain size.
Yeah, no, they're supposed to get really big. Now, the
And
one,
you're supposed to trim them, right?
That could be the problem too. You've got, like with rose bushes, you've got to cut them back every fall, or they'll grow, but they don't grow.
Right, yeah. 'cause
well.
It's like
You've
your
gotta-
hair. You
you've
got to trim
gotta
off the
cut
dead
'em
ends.
back.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I have
Like
not done
stuff like-
that. But I'm not going to lie, I did cut down my rose bush this year, and I don't even
Right.
know where this rose bush came from. And
Oh, I've got wild
it
ones,
grew
too.
back so fast.
Yeah, they do.
It was amazing.
That's
Yeah.
good too, because roses are real finicky.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to cut it down to the
I'm cutting back my
first
lilac bush.
5-leaf cluster
Mm-hmm.
of leaves.
No, I cut
They
it.
look
I cut,
terrible in the winter.
yeah, I cut the rose bush early because like it died. Really, we had that really couple of hot weeks. I mean, I couldn't even keep up with it. And then I started. I don't know if it was you that told me this. I started dumping my morning coffee in it every day.
That was me.
The leftover coffee.
It was me, because that's how Barb got our angel wing begonia and stuff. I mean, it was like a tabletop plant, and now it's like a tree in
Yeah.
our office, because we put
Yeah,
our
there's something
little bit
about
of coffee.
grounds. Coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
coffee
well,
grounds
it
actually
wakes
save
me
my
up.
rhododendrons.
It does? I don't know.
To save my rhododendron, my rhododendron this year tripled in size easily.
Wow.
And I put the eggshells and coffee on it for the acid. Yeah, so Nikki's Garden Center is having their centerpiece plant and sip. It's November 23rd at 6 p.m., and you have to call the shop to book your spot, and it's $50 a person. And look how pretty.
That is pretty.
It's beautiful. All fresh flowers, candles. I've always wanted to do that.
Maybe we can then one time.
Yeah, I will eventually.
So this Friday is the Gala to Go. It's sponsored by Crittenton Services. A lot of people, unfortunately, their fundraising plans, they've been snafu'd. So typically they would have did the Paint the Town Pink. And so this year they are doing Gala to Go. And you can either go on the Crittenton's page, crittentonwv.org/Gala to Go. and sign up and, get your meal to go. Tomorrow starts the Chamber Annual Virtual Tree Gala at Moundsville. Kind of like the festival trees. They do the same thing, but it'll be online. They are still taking teams for kickball. I wonder if that's how that's going to work out now.
I don't know. I was kind of wondering about that
The
because
kickball for a cause, yeah.
I think it all depends on what color we are on the map. Of
Yeah.
whether how the events can happen up there because you would have way more than 10 people on your team.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to have more.
Yeah.
that is kind of crazy. So we'll see how that goes. And this is what we were talking about earlier. I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but I don't understand how they're basing it off of percentages. You know what I mean? As on our Keller, because the average person isn't getting tested if they're not sick or they're not in contact with someone that's sick and they're told to get tested. So if you're only going by the percentage of tests versus, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
The population, we're going to be like hosed for a hot minute.
Well, we were talking before you got here, actually before we got on the air, with this whole playoff situation with football.
Yeah.
They're handing out free tests everywhere. I mean, Ohio County's got, 4 places you can go. Take 60 of them and go to the school and test the football team and do it for every school. And if they don't have anybody that's positive, let the kids play. You don't have to let parents and people
I'm
in.
a fan of data. And that's where, I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong because let's face it, nobody has the right answers when you're dealing with something new. But I do think that prior to them even starting any type of opening up or broadening, the guidelines, thinking about school, thinking about sports, anything, everybody should have had to be tested to have a baseline of that data. If you don't know what you're starting with, then how are you ever going to be able to control the outcome? And to me, by limiting how many people, who can play, who can't play, what you can play and what you can't play, you're limiting the outcome. You're limiting, the solutions. But how can you do that if you don't even know where you started?
Yep.
You're constantly going to be treading water, and so the solutions will never be fair, in my opinion.
I
That's
agree
just
with
an
you.
opinion, so sorry everybody, but I think, and I was happy, I do think that baselines are good because this isn't going away. So if you eventually, let's just say next year here it comes back and they're trying to replay, you can't go by the data we have right now because it came on us hard and came on us fast, just like me going down a slide, right? Hard and fast. But you could but how are you supposed to be able to control a situation if it's completely uncontrolled? It's out of control.
Well, that's why they do baseline tests for concussions. Every football player or every athlete gets a
Yeah.
baseline test so that they know here's the starting point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it just makes sense.
That's how the NFL started, I thought they had a nice plan and kept it isolated and things like that. So, I don't know. I just think it would have been nice for the school systems and even Walmart, the employees, like it was like, oh, you can't control that. I'm like, the employees you can.
Yeah.
If you know how many employees started with it and how many developed it from just being open and dealing with the public,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And the guidelines you have in place, where there are weaknesses that need to be improved. If you have, if you have 0 things and then you're allowing 100 people in your store and you continue to have 0 instances, and then the next week you choose to raise that to 200 people in your store and you start getting cases, then you know that number's not right.
Yeah.
Your equation's not right. It's all about balancing that equation, right? This is ultimately science. How can you have science without numbers?
I don't know. There's some people in charge that would tend to disagree with you, but
Well, I'm sure they would, but I'm not a scientist.
No,
I'm not a
I-
doctor. I'm
I-
not anything. I'm just somebody
I
that's
know what
living
you're saying.
in the
And it
moment,
makes
and I don't want to be a
sense.
part of
Yeah.
the problem. But since I don't have the solutions.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we're going to go get tested. We're going to flatten the curve.
I just don't think it's fair either that if your team's in red and the other team's in or your team's in orange and the other team's in gold, that shouldn't be a forfeit. That's definitely not a fair way of play.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
I
agree with
know,
you
and
100%.
that's-
Should not be a fair way of play. There have got to be some sort of solutions to that.
yes, test the team.
Test
If that
the
was
team.
going to be the ultimate goal, don't have it at all.
I know.
You know, like just let him practice, let him, keep practicing and just building strength, and hopefully get him prepped to get, like seniors, get him prepped to go into college, get your juniors ready for your senior year, but you should have never set them up for that heartache.
That's right. That's right.
Because now it's out of everyone's hands and it's down to the numbers that they never had to begin with.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is just wrong,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should listen to us.
They should. Maybe it's men in charge right now.
I'm sure that has quite a bit.
No offense to the men out there. Yeah.
I love men.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but whatever.
okay.
It's what it is, so we can talk about our opinions all day long.
It is. So I'm wishing the most positive vibes right now to all the parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles and siblings and teachers that are dealing with homeschooling and,
I want to say a good thank you to the people in my office, because my girls have been coming with me every day. And Lila, she's a champ. She sits there and does her work with no issues. Cece, I can't say that much.
Yeah.
I don't say that about her.
And to this day, like we've been saying this, a lot, I don't know how parents are doing it right now.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I
and,
did
and
not
especially,
either.
I mean, honestly, like, we worked solid yesterday from 8:30 to 2:30, did not stop. I gave my girls a 10-minute break. We walked down, they got like a little snack or whatever, and then we sat back down and they got busy doing it. We still have things to finish up today.
Which is funny that you say that because we didn't find that many homework assignments last night when we were doing it. You know what I mean? So it's a navigation, and I think it's cute, all these beautiful Bitmoji, little rooms and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to navigate. I
lot
need
of it
someone
is,
to keep
yeah.
it plain and simple,
Yeah, a lot of it is.
and with a checklist.
Maybe
Yeah.
we have different stuff. Like our phonics took us a little longer than expected yesterday, and a couple other things. And Lila's teachers, actually, one of her actually responded to her 2 days in a row and said, "Thank you for being the only person in class that's done any work." Now, why did she do it? Because I'm making her do it.
Yeah.
They're in 6th grade. These kids are
Yeah.
young. You know what I mean? Like, if there's not an ultimate, if they don't have that ultimate drive, which she's lucky her mother always wants to get straight A's still. They can just, kind of do it on their own time and stuff like that. And I can get it. She's up there laying in that beanbag, chilled out, do your work. And then this morning we had to finish up her course homework because we couldn't do that in my office exactly. She said the acoustics wasn't proper. Whatever, I think she was just done. But that would be hard to do, sit there and film yourself singing to turn in.
There's a really funny TikTok, a gym teacher, and he assigned his students to create an Olympic sport in their house. And the things that people are coming back with are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when I get something and like my kids are super excited about it, and all it is just a huge mess that they're making. And I'm like, this is so awesome. Not really.
I saw, now this was on the news either, I don't know, it had to have been yesterday or Monday. A Canadian high school student came up with a website that will help kids with all these different subjects. And what it does is she pulled together all these individual sites, like one for math and one for science and one for English, and put them all in one place. So it's centralized, and your kid goes to it, needs help with math.
Yeah.
You click on the math thing, and it's broken down, so that you can find a website that can actually address the need that your kid has without having to wade through all this other stuff. I wish I had remembered to write it down. But yeah, she's a Canadian high school student.
And that's amazing because high school wasn't like it is now. You know what I mean? And
Like,
same for
y'all
you.
who just came out, like when I was a senior.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so everything's like forever changing. They're going back to that core math now. Not that they're going back to it, they've been doing it. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? It's hilarious.
And I'm good at math. I can't get through all the processes.
Yeah,
in
so
that
they
manner.
need websites like that. Grandparents who are raising kids need websites like that.
I
you
would
know?
be totally lost if I had to help my niece and nephew.
Well, that's
with
one
stuff.
reason I take my kids to work. My in-laws are wonderful to me. They would take my kids all day while I'm at work and they're in virtual school. But that's not fair for me to expect them to understand how to navigate this because I'm learning daily how to navigate it. Like Sonia will call me, she's like, how do you? And I'm like, this is what I did.
Yeah, like the
And
one
it'll
time
work, and it might not work.
And we FaceTimed her the one time, and I was like, find it for me.
Yeah. I'm like, go to the left-hand side. This is what I do to see if I have anything missing.
And I'm really good with computers. I mean, I find myself to be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, knowledgeable. But like it's ever changing. Every day it's changing. The world's changing.
I really like the boom card. This is kind of a funny story, Lola, you'll get it. I don't know, you were probably gone when they give you a picture and like these boxes and you're supposed to fill in, kind of like a word search, but it's not. And so you see glasses and I'm thinking glasses, right? There's 3 boxes. And I'm like, not glasses because one, glasses has, a
No,
bunch
I did
of
see
letters.
that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't see the little button that reads you a sentence and you're supposed to put it in there. And like they were doing blends, so TH was in a box by itself, CK was in a box. The word was thick because the old man wore thick glasses.
Oh, my.
I mean, we were trying everything. And then finally when somebody was like, hit the button, because I put it on Facebook, like, does anyone know what this is? Because it won't let you move on
Until you answer
get
it.
it. Yeah, like you can skip it until it comes at the end, and then you're stuck with them. And somebody's like, hit the little microphone up there. It'll tell you what they're looking for. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, we've been doing this for 20 minutes, just cracking up. And then when we figured them out, and then one boy was kicking a ball, and it was like the boys kicked the ball around the block. The word was block. We did everything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It is.
I thought I was being real clever when the duck ended up to be a chick. Because I was like, that is not a chick. That is a duck. But I was like, whatever. We'll just let it go.
So, yeah. So good luck to everybody out there.
And thanks again to our veterans. Support them today and every day because
Yes.
they are why we're here.
Living the way we are.
Talking absolutely about nothing because we can, because we are free
Yes.
to do so.
Very good.
All right, you're listening to Wing It. We made it through another Wednesday.
Thank you.
We'll see you next Wednesday, everybody. Support the sponsors that support this station. You're listening to WKKX.
Cheeseburger and